This is the PUBG Global Series 2 Grand Finals.
حياكم الله جميعا في الببجي جلوبال سيريز 2 Grand Finals.
Your first place finishers and the hope of North America. Give it up for Soniqs.
أخيرا وليس آخرا الممثل الأمريكي أصحاب المركز الأول في فئة الفائزين. أعزائي المشاهدين تيم سونيكس.
Here we go. Let's kick off everything, making our way over to Miramar to get everything set up. Quite apropos to kick off everything on Miramar, given the fact that we are over here in Riyadh right now. See how the desert's going to treat our players.
And treat our players it will with a very, very, very southern plane to kick things off. In all fairness, I cannot come up with a plane right now that could be more southern than what we're given here. We're almost flying south of Los Leones. That is as cruel of a start that these players have to go through. Very scary teams here alive in the top four teams that we could all think they could probably go out and win this tournament. All of them alive with 4 except for Twisted Minds with Make 3, Make that 2 left alive as Matulin falls, but Spiro peeks on over instantly after takes down 2 from Danawa.
Absolute Soniqs trying to clean this one back, going to pick up some more points, but it's going to be also Navi getting involved. Twisted Mind's got no cover to be had, just running back into the waiting arms of everything going on with Danawa. Finally, we have a circle that pops over into the east as, yes, Twisted Minds are going to be eliminated. We've got our top 3. Can Danawa recover is the question.
Danawa needs to try and reset as fast as possible because they would want a part of this fight too. Strimsy peeks on over, only 1 kill on the side of Soniqs, but they've done a really good job at forcing teams into one another. It might not look big on the kill feed, but they play a very, very good southern side game here. So has Na'Vi, and now these 2 giants are running into each other. Issue is for both of these 2 teams, they might want to stall out because Danawa is coming their direction real soon.
With this lineup, Soniqs just waiting to pounce.
And
just
Soniqs don't have to go anywhere. The game ends south of both Na'Vi and Danawa, so they'll jump on this whenever it pops, and this could not be a better start for Soniqs as it's not on both sides.
And now Danawa looks like they want to crash down this hillside. They have spotted this out. Soul's going to be down right now. Salute going to go down as well. Na'Vi just trying to hold it together, still sitting at 3 members. They don't want to crest this hillside because they know Soniqs are going to be coming for them. And yes, look at the Soniqs just bisecting in, realizing, hey, you play the high side of the hill. We've already got the end of this. You guys fight it out, and Nonics going to be leading the way. Picks up 2 already. Going to be Uber on the other side of it, and then Nonics on fire.
Finds the 3rd as well. Clean sweeps Na'Vi as they can now wrap on down the other side. Issue is damage is done already. 2 players down. There's no way that they should be allowed to get the reses on up here. Soniqs slowly creeping forward again. Got the weapons, got the Kevlar and the helmets available too. We'll see if they can claim this one in a 4 versus 2.
H.R. playing the low side. Strimsy just pushing inside the smokes. Loki on 1 position for it, and Nonics, you tried to make a miracle happen a second ago. Can you do it again? It's going to be trying to hold the line. Does manage to get one of them down. And Nonics looking down that hillside. Does he go for the kill? Does he pick up the KP? Does he go for the win? He's going to go down, and Soniqs pick that one up.
Very, very smart game here by Soniqs, understanding that yes, there were chances for them to go aggressive earlier in the match, but they didn't have to. We're playing 18 games. We gotta play it smart from start to finish. We're up against some of the best teams in the world. Let's just take what we're given and use full control as our weapon. 1 kill coming into the late game doesn't matter. They got themselves the win and a very, very nice finish to the first match here.
And as much as Soniqs did take the win, it will be Danawa taking that #1 spot with 17 points on the board. But as you say, Na'Vi and Question Mark really showing up.
After that last game, you got to take a second, mentally reset right, and hope the fact that the circle isn't going to be chasing you down and making it as hard this time. Plane path already looking way more, I guess, friendly, I guess is a term. I wouldn't say it's good, but friendly.
I'd put it this way. If you were to give us a plane path more harsh than the previous one, it'd be rather impressive because...
Go straight over the islands,
I mean, the
right?
combination of really tough plane path followed by really tough circles did not make for a good beginning for some of these teams that tried to get their way in. And we heard the Des talk about Cerberus and other teams pretty much forced to emergency pick up into just a death pile, essentially. They were just joining what was death in the center of the circle.
Gen.G wants it, but they know it's not going to be the safest. 17 already hopping in vehicles. Looks like they're going to send it down. They already know that that's going to be a bit more open. Twisted Minds, though, they're moving into that Danoa compound line. They are going to be revealed backside from 17, but Soniqs already here as well.
Really great timing on the push there from 17 as well. They see the vehicles from Twisted Minds come around. They cannot allow them to isolate on the compound. They need players that are already inside the circle to create create a safe zone for the rest of 17 to wrap into. But here's your set. Comes Soniqs. 0 kills so far, similar fashion to the previous game. Do not over-aggress. Let's just get minutes on the board. Let's get this grand finals going. And so far, Soniqs has just does that.
They can get the damage out, but every single time they go for a peek, they're being instantly punished. Look at there, and they're having to look almost straight down. They want to get some damage into the Soniqs. The smokes are not providing it. Spot out the feet of Na'Vi. You can't even hit the shots into that one just quite yet. Every peek is painful for 17, and they realize this is going to be a problem to get off of. They need to take down somebody now.
Oh, does Tiggleton wish that he had a mortar right now as they all set on top of each other, but here comes Little Ghost parachuting on in. There should be no way he stays alive, and indeed he won't settle. Able to take him down to 17 now, feeling the hurt from being up on that hillside for too long. But again, it was all part of the plan. They wanted as much damage done as possible. As Na'Vi falls instantly after, 17 goes out, and we make our way into the top 3.
Soniqs has done a great job on resetting. They were getting harassed on so many angles, most notably Danoa and 17 with that Na'Vi situation going on. Danoa is about to have a red zone on top of that.
Soniqs don't have to do nothing but let this one play out in very similar fashion to the previous match. They can sit back and allow for chaos to unfold as Russ accidentally nades his teammate. Just 2 left alive on the side of 3rd on 5, trying to prevent Soniqs from going back to back in the first 2 matches here.
Smokes are down. Spray's coming up. Tiggleton now the last one up. T5 found their aim when they needed it. Trying to just go for a blind spray. Does connect. And now 1v1. T5 does get a res up though, so that's going to equalize this, make it a bit more complicated. Not a lot of time to work with. It is going to be Tiggleton that spots him out.
It got dangerous for a moment there as H-Twin shoots Rimsey from behind, but out victorious they come as the fans rejoice. The Soniqs fans are in the building, cheering on their NA team who just went back-to-back wins in the very first 2 matches of the Grand Finals.
It is going to be Soniqs on top. I actually thought they were going to be further ahead, but Danoa held on super strong here, only 6 points behind. A little bit of a dip down to Na'Vi here in 15, and then it evens out. Of course, it's only just 2 games, so we'll see a lot of shuffles once we get further into this games.
Well, off we go, making our way over to the new map in Tego, as it has been pretty spicy on circles, as Shipyard was a thing that happened last time. We've also been getting a whole bunch of those kind of open rice paddy finishes, but I mean, I just am still loving to see the players play this map.
And we started off with what was a horrendous plane path, and now, well, the plane path might just be horrendous, but the plane itself is in pretty bad shape. They say it's a 10% chance, but we've seen it time and time again. The plane, my friends, is on fire, and that means the majority of players will have to jump out earlier than what they usually would.
Soniqs also made a send in over next to the Expendables that you can see is not necessarily going the best. Cerberus, though, Hamas has to deal with Batulins that is so close, just trying to use the hillside. Nade is out. Batulin's going to toss it out. Hamas going to get the smoke down, and it is going to get some damage, but Hamas, we've seen him. He'll brave that angle 50% life. He does not care.
Really nice reaction play for him coming through and trying to stay alive there. Tycon as well. The duo out of Cerberus, the heavy hitters out of the APAC region, trying to get damage done. Soniqs fall, that's elsewhere on the map. As we can see on this eastern side of the city, Expendables able to stay alive and potentially able to get all 4 back on their feet. Should they be able to get 1 more? But now Himas falls down to the hands of 1, and on the other side, damage is done.
3 games deep. Sometimes you will just have these circles again.
Sometimes,
As we see the total leaderboard here, Na'Vi, of course, being able to jump up. Now that Soniqs, they bombed out with 0 points in the last game.
Yeah, they were one of the teams that were in the south below Songam and were not able to transition in effectively. So, of course, it was hard for them to get points for this one. That allows everybody to start doing the little catch-up.
Teams off to a great start that you don't want to see getting the ball rolling. Na'Vi coming in with a win. Now Soniqs back-to-back in the previous 2. And Expendables as well, despite them being torn to pieces by a single nade, are really feeling it right from the start. I'm Toby, joined by Matchroom. We're taking a look at Erangel for the first time here, the PGS2 Grand Finals, Matt. What a hell of a Songam finish we just saw. Now, I'm not saying that creates predicted circles, but if they do, then we're in for a treat in just about 1 second. Let's see where we're going. We're actually going south. There is no way that just happened.
All right.
Holy moly, face, get in your cars and get going, because this buffet is completely for yours for the taking.
Look at Jinji, they're like, okay, this isn't the path that we really wanted for this plane, but maybe we can shift into Noble. Everybody now has hop inside of vehicles. It's just going to be wild on this bridge. FaZe has got the inside track on it. As you can see now, it's going to be shots coming out from, it's going to be Na'Vi taking those into Twisted Minds as they're trying to make their rapid. 4 Angry Men hopping inside their vehicles as well. Let's step over, let's get control over this. Then the South pretty much is ours. They do have to be cautious as 4 Angry Men is now finally one of the first teams around them for 500 meters in quite a while, but Xiao Bei can he defend up. Suju's going to be down, does manage to pick up one of the Soniqs members, but the shots are going to connect for the follow-up.
The 1-for-1 peek on over.
Jinji goes, okay, we got what we wanted. Flex back in, and this is one of the reasons why FaZe wanted to let them have it. Now, a full-on pinch onto Soniqs, and there's nothing they can do. They are so outnumbered. Nade's going to be coming in. Even if you manage to get away from Jinji, you're going to have to deal with what's going to be going on with FaZe back behind you, and this is exactly what FaZe wanted. They wanted to clear up this side, and now it is just a straight-up 4v3.
The issue is now, because of them both shooting, because of Nux coming on both sides, they know they have Pio cornered alone. They know that they have him on an island, and they instantly push down on it. Once they saw both DG and EJ's names in the kill feed, reading it off as knowing that there are only 3 left alive, they knew they had a 3v1 in their hands. They instantly push on it, and just like that now, it's a 4v2 in favor of FaZe Clan.
Sonic still up there. Also good, decent game for them. They got 8 points in this one, as you said, 39. It's kind of shaping up a little bit at the top here, James.
Yeah, and looking at FaZe, that jump is a 10 placement position jump.
Grand Finals has been absolutely wicked good, and I feel like we're just going to continue that trend for the next 3 days.
I do not know how we can up what was just one of the most brutal hardships we've seen in a very long time. But you know what, game? If you have a way of doing it regardless, then by all means, throw at me whatever you want. Even the crates got pushed around by the ships. I mean, it was a wild one. This time around, though, playing path, a breather, simple. Teams can go wherever they want.
Yeah, I don't think that Na'Vi wants too much more out of this. They were just wanting to slow roll to kind of get an idea on what's in front of them. Soniqs, if they get enough, they might want to do something. Eachwin just nails it.
Sit down, Elliot. That kill is mine, and he games it in the end. You love to see it.
Oh, and on top of that, Mel now in trouble, question mark, back behind him. They're going to spot him out in rotation.
New Happy had some really good plays out of this circle, so under the charge of Xiao Pian, I'm curious to see how much 4AM can make of this game.
H-Win putting in some work right now. In a world where everybody's running ARs, DMRs, all this other stuff, sometimes the Balti can just put in the work. Question mark, though, having to contend in as they've got Jinji that's creeping up right back behind them, but it's just the Sonic line that is just so hard for them to navigate.
Yeah, so difficult to really commit to a peak. As you can see, as soon as they try and look on over, they're instantly forced back down again. They have to do some damage in return, but
the bottom part of it's going to be Game PT that's going to be inside of it. So Jinji, and yeah, just keep it going, H-Win.
H-Win is just not done. Already spent 9 bullets, a lot of which has been converted into knocks. Phil first lives to write home about that first bullet. We'll see if the second one coming through will find the knock. It's mini pixels. He's got available, but 61 damage straight to the chest. That should be a vest gone. They know there's damage done. They know he has to commit to the heal. Mime is running up close, running up forward with flashes in hand, trying to deny any sort of reset here for Phil first. Dante is knocked as well, so nothing that Phil first can do. As I say that though, Mime spotted as H-Win can't get the angle.
Phil first making sure to make this as painful as possible. The cost has been massive for Soniqs over here. 2 members now down. Blue Zone coming in back behind him, but don't forget Ty Lu's up that hillside, so this has to end sooner or later, and H-Win just not finding the angle to make it work yet. Phil first being a persistent thorn in his side, realizing, hey, I'm going to pick up these skill points. I'm going to at least take you down with me.
Phase 5 damage hurts like hell. H-Win has to continue to move forward, 42 HP and counting, as he knows that every single shot from the other side could be his downfall. Xiao Yang will get the better of him in the end, and Phil first able to stay alive at least for a little while longer. Thank you so much, Kalaris and Avenger, for the great breakdown here as we get ready for the final match of the day. Day 1 about to conclude as we have 2 more left to play, and so far, as Des said as well, the biggest surprise I would say is really Cerberus sat all the way down the bottom, considering how many great things we've seen from them throughout the tournament so far, Matchroom.
What do you do, Na'Vi? Do you just believe in your gunshots? And yes, it looks like they're going to. Correxy, though, he believes in himself. He's got the angle, but it's going to be example. Hits takes the shots, gets the knock onto him. Gustav coming back in, similar pathing, knows the fact that that is a very weakened player up on the top and wants to try to exploit it. Melman, though, coming in back behind this. Can he find the angle, or is it all just going to go over to Soniqs?
Exactly, you're safe nowhere when the hills are still in play on the southern side. Forwards Gaming drives on by. Sonic says, oh yeah, sure, we'll take that away from you. Thank you, Master. Falls on down as points are claimed by the team on the other side.
Circle continues to push into the west and making it more and more complicated for all these teams that are playing around Novo and Radio Tower.
So 2 military games today. The first one was won by FaZe, and now they fall in 12th. As question mark creep their way ever so much closer to Soniqs. One spotted on this side. That's H-Win. Will fall to Dante's. Mini 14. There's now shots flying in return. Mine finds one, but instantly Tingleton gets traded by a doozy.
QM wanted this when they wanted to pounce at the last moment with these shots. Also, Twisted Mind moving in more aggressively from the north means the fact that Soniqs realizing this doesn't have the safety that they thought. They're hopping inside of vehicles. Looks like they might just be committing into this one, and they're just running right into the bullets that are being thrown their way. Soniqs, with no options, tries to make the best of a bad situation, but instead, they're just delivering some loot.
And this is the thing, Adusi and Bestala weren't even there, so now full speeding over, trying to get the rest up on their fallen teammates. If they can reset and get back up to 4 life, which they should be able to, this should be a very, very, very good game for question mark, better than it already is.
And here's the overall leaderboard. Ooh, up at the top so far for day number 1 of the grand finals. A tie down the line here between. Oh yeah, double tie. Yeah, I didn't even notice that. I was working my way down here. 52 and 52 for Soniqs and Na'Vi. Twisted Minds and Therafon 5 have 44-44. It's close up there to start off things.
Super close and very top heavy again. We have our there's a huge mid pack of the teams right all the way down to 4 AM on 24 points. One good game, one 20-point game could move them into this spot here, right? So it's nobody's really run away with it so far. Even though Soniqs had a fantastic Tarsha today, they didn't have it wasn't like 15 kill wins they were able to run away with it. So they obviously just build a little bit on top of each other. But 52 points is a respectable day.
Welcome back to the main stage where we are joined by Tig from Soniqs. Dude, top spot after day 1. How you feeling? You good?
Pretty good, obviously. It's exactly how we'd want to start off day 1. It's been pretty hyped, especially after winning that clutch.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think that one thing that we've kind of noticed backstage and stuff is, the circle shift today was a bit all over the place, wasn't it? Kind of difficult for a lot of people to especially maintain success. And you guys managed to do it, round after round. So talk us through that. Like, how do you manage to adapt so well when the circle shift kind of pulls away from you?
Well, consistency is obviously key, and being aggressive and fighting teams when you don't get the shift is really important. We did try that in one of the games and we got 12th with 0 points. So I don't want to say we're the most consistent team, but we do like to pull up on teams and try to make space for ourselves.
Well, let's talk about the approach for tomorrow then, because, you're in a pretty idyllic situation right now, but is this a case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it? Or are you going to kind of shift your approach going into tomorrow to kind of keep people on their toes? Because you can kind of bet, that people are going to be watching the VODs and kind of trying to figure out what you guys did right.
Well, being day 1, I think that we played a lot for the consistent points. We were just making sure that we didn't make any mistakes. Going into day 2 and 3, I think it's going to be more important that we kind of frag out on those games where we are blessed. We have the confidence to take that space because, I think Na'Vi might have had more kills than us, even though we're in first place. So.